designing my own Delta trike, and this was the very first prototype that we made here. As you can see, this one's in steel, and my son did some work with the steering to improve it. And then
indirect steering?
Yeah, this is what we call indirect steering, where you've got the, I mean, I like to have the handlebars sort of at about where my hips are, because I think that's a sort of natural position for your arms to fall. Yeah, so we had that made in steel, but like I said, the idea was to have it made in aluminium, so we only needed it in one factory, and this was the first one that the first prototype that we showed at Interbike. This was an aluminium frame, but what we found was with this round tube, and for that length, it was a bit too flexible. There was too much flex in it. So then they came up with this idea of having a rectangular tube.
So it's ovalized?
It's not. It's actually a rectangular section. And one of the reasons for doing this is so that it's got greater strength vertically. And the other idea is so that what happens for leg length is this front section moves in and out, and of course you don't want it to fall over. What we found with the round tubing, if it wasn't clamped too well, then this could twist and the whole thing could just fall on the ground. Right. So by using the rectangular section, it kept it in alignment.
When we had the cab easels, Jose fell victim to this, and we did as well. When we would adjust the trike out, is because it would not necessarily come straight in and be on an angle. Sometimes you find that the crank would actually start hitting the steering arms.
Oh, right.
And that, of course, even slowed you down more. Not to mention it was annoying to listen to. Oh. So the square frame is nice because you just pull it out, push it in. You're not worried about whether it being true.
True.
It just goes in and out, and you're done.
Yeah, we're bringing our neurals and you can show them.
Oh, okay.
The indirect steering. I had that on my very first recumbent, long wheelbase recumbent, that
right.
underseat steering. It was great. But in this case, you said that the whole thing moves out. That had a adjustable sliding seat for
right. Yep.
So in this case, you would move out the frame. You also have to, I'm guessing, you have to have some way of moving out
it looks like the steering.
The steering.
Yeah, so the steering is also, let's sort of bring this one in here.
Two slides in front of that. Like your back, you see two.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see if you move the seat, then your handles should be.
Okay, that's what I can see it in that picture.
Right, yes, so you see it there, and it's here, so that's the clamp there.
That's what I have in my feet. That is
I see that you change the angles of the head too. That one
yes,
almost like an 90 degree.
Yeah.
Vertical.
That's really up there. Unless it's...
Probably the picture, I think that one was probably pretty set at that stage.
You know what's really cool about the Delta Trike too? They take a very small footprint because you can just raise it up.
That is a great feature. I really miss that. I miss that a lot.
That's really cool, isn't it? Yeah. But very small.
Why do I want to buy a Delta Trike rather than a tadpole? Yeah. What is it? Because it's more upright, easy to get on?
Well, the main reason we built it was simply so that it was easier to get on and off. That was the main reason that we built it. Now the other thing we found was that with a lot of the Delta Trikes, if you were going up a steep hill it would crab across because they were just one-wheel drive. So what we did with this is we put a differential in it so that it drives both wheels, so then it'll go straight. So is there any more?
For some test rides?
Yeah, Bob wants to get a picture of the three of us, you and me and Ian.
We'll get that outside.
Outside, around one of the tracks.
I'd like to try some.
Yes. And I told this people down on my breakfast, come down the turnpike, get off the sunrise, but unfortunately, I should have it was like 10 after 10.